The No Kings protest is coming up.
And you're not going to win. You're not going to win. Hate's not going to win. We're going to get together. We're known for sparking revolutions in this country.
So, you claimed your No Kings protests were so successful, huh? Well, then how come you guys got to have a do-over?
Places where Trump is your president after all of your protesting.
I, for one, am thankful for these No King protests. How else would we know for sure if we had a king? See, the last one they did was so successful because we went into it. I guess they weren't sure if we had a king. They weren't sure, or they thought maybe they were suspecting it. We went into it, though. They were super successful because at the end of the No Kings protest, we didn't have a king. So that says that was a successful protest, right? And like now, since that one was so successful, they're having another one. The next one's coming up soon. It's October 18th. They're going to prove it again that we don't have a king. Even though it should be kind of obvious, you would think, since we voted. But I mean, they still have to prove that point. That they don't want a king and that we can't have a king. And then afterwards, maybe it'll be successful again because we still will not have a king.
I'm not the most astute historical scholar there is, but I'm pretty sure we got rid of kings back in 1776. Somebody ought to let the other side know.
And it's definitely not going to get out of hand. I mean, things have escalated since the last one. You know, a lot of people have gotten arrested for saying things on the internet, but they keep saying it's not them. It's not them. It's definitely us. At least that's what they say. But yeah, another one. We're going to have another one to make extra sure that we still have no kings. I mean, that's just got to be, they're doing a service. They're really doing a service, really changing this country.
Woke up this morning, still no king. You did it.
No kings. Unless it was during the when all the mom and pop businesses were shut down, but the government said it was totally fine for all the major super rich corporations to continue operating. But I didn't really care because as long as I could get my Starbucks and go to Target, I was fine. No kings. Remember when we also told people that they had to shut down the schools, completely wrecked the developmental learning for a whole generation. I mean, that was tragic, but we don't really talk about that because that's over now. New outrage, no kings. And do you remember during that time, anyone who tried to bring attention to these issues on social media was censored or their account was banned? And limiting free speech at that time seemed okay to me. I didn't really think about it. No kings. You don't hate authoritarianism. You just hate what you're told to hate by the algorithm and the news outlets. Be so for real. So settle down and start thinking for yourself. Turn off the TikTok. It's gonna be okay.
Are the kings in the room with us now? Last time, the No Kings protest made it all the way to England, a country that literally has a king. Imagine yelling, "No kings!" and then having to say, "Oh no, not you, your majesty. You're fine." That's adorable. Anyway, America saw it, took notes, and said, "Hold my Earl Grey tea. We are doing it again."
Flashback.
Shame.
Another one of
Shame.
those.
Shame. Shame.
Evil. How? What do you mean how?
Your beliefs anger us. And it's as simple as that.
Beta! The next day.
So, quick question for all of you people on the right. A thank you to the people in my hometown for showing up to peacefully protest. As we saw across the country, the only people that were getting arrested were people on the far right.
Oh, that's a lie. You just lie.
So, my question for you guys on the far right is, if you're the majority, where were you? Where were you guys? Because there wasn't many of you. that showed up to counter protest. And I feel like if this is so important to you, if you love President Trump, you might have wanted to be out counter protesting. So where are you guys? If you're the majority, where? Like, I didn't see any of you guys really out.
We were all at work. Not all of us get to be paid professional protesters. We have better things to do other than scream into the wind.
I voted for Trump 3 times. I'm a lifelong Republican, and I absolutely support these No Kings protests this weekend. Don't go anywhere. Let me tell you why. First off, I expect that this version 2.0 of the No Kings protest is going to be larger than the first round because there is a direct correlation between the outrage by Democrats and leftists and President Donald Trump's successes, of which he's been having a ton as of late. This is why I hope every single voting Democrat goes out and takes part in these protests on Saturday, because I would much rather have them out there wasting precious time, wasting energy, yelling and screaming, spending money on making signs. I'd rather have them doing all of that than going out and actually spending time supporting Democrat candidates. I'd rather have them out wasting time this weekend than going and door knocking for candidates or giving money or making phone calls for candidates. So yes, by all means, as many Democrats as possible, go do your ridiculous No Kings protests. Go expend all that energy, because a lot of them, a majority of them, are going to walk away from that protest going, look at us, we did great. Look at how many of us there were. We did our part, and then they're going to be done. So by all means, go protest. You'll accomplish a lot. Really, you will. Because I'd rather have you doing that than supporting your awful Democrat candidates.
I love how this man thinks.
Hey, No Kings organizers. I've heard a few people say this, and I have to say I'm on their side. Let's go. Let's do it. What are we waiting for? Like, what is going to be the big difference if we all just go out tonight or if we wait 2 weeks? You get, okay, some people who get to stand or sit under a tent. You get some people who get to pass out water bottles. Okay, cool. Bring a backpack. You'll be fine. Let's go. I'm ready to stand out on the street. I am ready to start screaming. I'm ready to do something, because this cannot happen anymore. Chicago is not that far away. Kansas City is not that far away. Memphis is a little further. It's not that far away. He mentioned St. Louis. That's us. What are we waiting for?
It's a group photo of everyone who cares.
Democrats want to wait for a big rally of a No Kings protest, when the bottom line is, who's running the show in the Senate? Chuck Schumer's not running the show. The No Kings protesters or organizers are running the show. Is AOC threatening a primary against Chuck Schumer? Is she running the show? But you need a strong leader in the Senate to take control and make decisions. And Chuck Schumer's blowing in the breeze. He has no power, no authority, because he's given it up to his primary opponent, potentially in AOC, or to the No Kings protester organizers.
The Democrats could open this thing up in 5 minutes. There's plenty of Democrats that actually want to vote for this, but you have Schumer, who's a career politician. I bring this up all the time. He was in the House of Representatives in '96, and he wasn't a new senator or representative then, and I was still in high school, and that was 3 decades ago. You have a guy now that's afraid of his own election because he's afraid of AOC. What's interesting, though, Liz, is he's not even up for re-election until 2028. But since the polling came out in March, after he voted for this same CR right now that we're voting on, which is a clean CR, meaning there's nothing new in it that we changed. It's exact same language that he voted for in March. He also voted for it in January. He also voted for December. The difference is the data show that AOC would beat him by 20 points. So where we're at today is we're stuck. And here's what we think is happening. There's a No Kings Day rally going to be held on the 18th, which is not this Saturday, the following Saturday. What we have been told by several Democrats is They're planning on reopening the government after the 18th because they don't want to be chastised during this big rally that's going to be happening here in D.C. And what's crazy about that is that people that's going to have to be guarding that rally, the No King's Day, are going to be working without pay then, because the federal employees are going to miss their pay on the 16th if the Democrats continue to shut it down, and the military is going to miss their pay on the 15th. But hey, it's not really about fighting for the American people. It's about pandering to this left that's running the Democrat Party now.
That's really information about that anti-Trump rally coming up on the 18th. Because, you know, we got Axios reporting that federal workers now on furlough won't be guaranteed back pay during their forced time off during the shutdown. So will that escalate pressure on Senate Democrats to end the shutdown? I mean, they need like 8 Democrats to come over to stop it. I mean, we're talking about 600,000 federal workers. Go ahead.
Well, we already have 3 that came over. All we need is 5 more. And like I said, Schumer can vote no on it. This Schumer shutdown's all about him. That's why the Democrats are calling it even the Schumer shutdown now, because Schumer can vote no. Just release the other ones that actually may want to do what's right. Maybe not. Maybe they don't want to hold the military hostage. Maybe they don't want to hold the federal workers hostage. There is some reasonable Democrats that could vote for this, but their leader, because they elected a guy that's a career politician, won't allow them to go because he's afraid of, and I'm going to repeat this phrase again because I mean it, the Democrat Party has been taken over by this moving group that all of a sudden is telling Chuck Schumer and the rest of the Democrats how to run their party, and that's why their popularity has dropped, and the population of the Democrat Party has also dropped because of the movement that they're stuck in, and they can't get away from themselves, and they got poor leadership that's leading them down this disastrous trail.
Senator Mullen, thank you so much for bringing new information to the show. That was really interesting. We appreciate you for being with us.
It's really sad that they are messing with people's lives and livelihoods. You can use my Buy Me a Coffee link to buy Leroy a dog treat. Leroy, stop that. You're so cute. Oh, I love you. I love you. You guys steal the show. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Red Dawn Daily with your host, me, Dawn Marie, and sometimes Leroy. Leroy, you're not bored, are you? Leroy, did you know that 9 out of 10 people only watch to see you? Yeah. I'm just kind of here holding space for you. It's true. It's true. Leroy, you're so much fun. You're way more fun than any puppet. Right, Leroy?